Hey everyone, today I'm going to be talking about the forgivable loan offered in this 2020 stimulus package, right? And this is basically $10,000. Yes, you heard that right. Not $1,000 or $1,200, but $10,000 of free money. Now, I must mention here that this is offered to those who act swiftly. It is not something that is going to be around for long, and this is on a first come, first serve basis, right? So in this video, that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, just before we get into the actual details, let me just thank my viewers and subscribers for tuning into the channel once more. You all know I appreciate the likes, seeing your comments below, and what you think about what I'm talking about here on this channel, and also any questions that you guys have. Now, with that said, if you're new here and this is your first time seeing me, my name is Ian, and on this channel we talk about making money and personal finance on a whole. So do consider subscribing so you can see new content which I post here several times a week, and also give this video a thumbs up because that way it will be shown to much more people and will be able to help them out as well. Now, back to the $10,000 forgivable loan offered in this stimulus package. So everyone is already talking about the $1,200 stimulus check, but this is much better. This is $10K. This is the SBA Economic Injury Emergency Grant Program. This fund is available to you if you fall into any of the following three categories. First one is small business owners. Second is self-employed, so whether you had or have employees or you're a sole proprietor. And thirdly, independent contractors. Now, I've heard people talking about this before, right? But what they don't realize is that this $10,000, unless you act right now, like immediately, then the chances of you getting any of this money is next to none. Now, very important. I mentioned before that this is first come, first serve, and the reason is because this funding has a total of $10 billion. Now, $10 billion is surely a lot, but if each person gets $10,000, then the math here is that 10 billion divided by 10,000 is 1 million. So 1 million people can get this payment of 10,000 each. Now, don't get me wrong. 1 million is a lot of people, but if you take the first category of people who can get this money, for example, and think about how many of them are in America today, it's way more than 1 million. And that's just one category. Now, as of January 31st, 2020, which is this year, and you don't have to take my word for it, right? Go research it yourself if you have to do so. There are over 30 million small businesses here in the US. So, with that said, not everyone will get a part of this money, hence the first come, first serve basis. All right, so if you're still interested in getting this $10,000, I'm going to tell you what you need to do now to be able to have a chance at getting it, right? And I say chance since nearly 50 million other people are about to try and do the same thing. Now, very important, again, don't skip any of this video or else you may miss something important. So just watch it to the end and it will be worth your time if you want a shot at getting this $10,000. Now, I also know that you want to hear it very quickly, and so I'm going to move fast. And so if you miss anything, you'll probably have to just replay a few parts of this video, but I'll try to make this as quick as possible. So the SBA Economic Injury Emergency Grant Program is really an advance of $10,000. And so if you watch my previous videos about the stimulus package, I explained that this is basically a tax credit that you are getting upfront in cash. So it's similar here. It's an advance. So to get it, you must apply for it first, and then you need to also request an advance because that's what it really is, an advance. So you need to request an advance of up to $10,000. So if you only want $1,200, then you can request that, but you can request up to $10K. Now, this advance or loan, whichever way you want to put it, will not need to be repaid. No repayment for this money. You keep it and never pay for it again in the future. Now, when requesting this money, you have to use it for any of the following reasons. Reason number one, it should be used for either your sick leave or for sick leave of employees. Reason number two, it should be used for helping you to make payroll and paying employees. Or reason number three, you can use it to pay for any business obligations you may have. And by business obligations, it means things like debts the business has, the rent or lease, or even the mortgage payments, just to give you an idea of what that covers. Now, the bill says that this is a loan, but however, although being a loan, up to $10,000 of that loan is forgivable, which is also the max amount they've really advertised that you can get. So it really means that you can get the quote-unquote loan, and then you don't have to repay it, which makes it free money really. So loan, grant, free money, however you want to put it, it's the same thing. So when you apply for this, the government is also saying that this is going to be processed in 3 days. Now, I would like to see that happen, but for the rest or majority of the stimulus package, it's going to take weeks for anyone to see it. So I think 3 days, maybe not so much, maybe a little longer. But if you do apply for it and get it within 3 days, be sure to let us know. Now, the timeline to apply is from right now until December this year, 2020, but we all know this money will be done long before that. So the real time to apply is now, as in today. Now, to apply, where do you go? You need to go on the SBA's website to apply for the Economic Injury Emergency Grant Program. There is no other way. No, they won't just send you the money because you're an independent contractor and you paid your taxes. You must go and apply for it on the SBA's website. Now, if you're a sole proprietor, you need to fill out the form, and you must, again, very important, you must include with the provided form a signed statement saying this: please provide me with the economic disaster injury grant in advance of the loan being approved. Why? Well, because remember we said this is a loan, but it's forgivable. So you're asking for the loan here. Now, the requirement changes depending on which of the 3 categories you fall into. So, if you're a small business, you need to do something totally different. If you're a small business, you need to 1. Download the business application. 2. You need to download the Economic Disaster Injury Business Supporting Information. And thirdly, in addition to those 2 forms that you need to complete, you also need to have a personal financial statement, a transcript of tax return, schedule of liabilities, and I know this is beginning to sound like a lot, but hey, where else are you going to potentially get $10K in 3 days without having to give it back? If you're a business, you know this, nowhere else. Now, in addition to all these forms, which you will find on the SBA's website, you also need to include the signed or a signed statement saying this: please provide me with the Economic Disaster Injury Grant in advance of the loan being approved. Now, there will be a description box just before you submit your application, and you must also put this there: Economic Disaster Relief Loan. That's how they want you to submit it, right? So just follow the instructions and do it the way they want it. Now, they say that they will be manually processing these. So, 1 million applications will be manually processed. They are going to individually contact people, and you must reply saying you want the loan again. So, you apply saying you want the loan, right? You put it in the description like they asked. But if they contact you and you don't respond, then on to the next person they go. Now, in a few weeks after you submit, they will either offer you a loan or they will reject it. And this is why it's very important that you follow all the steps in the application process and do this the right way the first time, because if you mess this up, then chances are there's going to be so much people next in line. By the time you try to reapply, if you can even do so, by then you won't stand a chance to get this money. Now, they may offer you more than $10,000. That's where you need to be careful. Remember, $10K is forgivable. Anything you take over that amount will just be a regular loan and you will have to pay it back. So you decide if you want more than the $10K, which is basically free, or not. Now, once you get to the website, and I'm leaving the link down below in the description so you can go and check on it, right? Now, you have to go to funding programs. And actually, you don't. So it's right here at the top of the website now. You can't miss it. So just click on the link I have down below in the description, and then click the yellow here where it says COVID-19, apply for Economic Injury Disaster Loan. And then you must obviously complete the application form from there. Now, before you go clicking, there are requirements and instructions, and you must select the proper thing. So if you are a small business owner or a sole proprietor or even an independent contractor, you choose the correct one right here. Now, with that said, complete the application process and hopefully you will be in the first 1 million people to apply for this and get this $10K. So keeping it short, guys, that's how you go about getting the $10,000 as a forgivable loan with the SBA Economic Injury Emergency Grant Program. So if you guys found this video helpful, just go ahead and smash that like button. And by that way, this video will be recommended to more people and be able to help them out as well. Also, on this channel, I talk a lot about making money and personal finance, so consider subscribing so you can see new content I post here, and I post videos here several times a week. Thanks for watching, good luck in all your business endeavors, and until next time, take care.